sir. What is your name, sir? 36.
Still connected.
Okay.
You might have to unmute it.
You want me to get his name before we?
Yes, you can. Get his
Okay.
name.
Sir, what is your name, sir?
Lee, we heard you for a second. There it is. Sir, what's your name? Lee.
Froze. The camera froze up.
Okay.
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 36th District Court, State of Michigan is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marlena Taylor is now presiding. At this time, there will be no eating, no sleeping, no talking, no gum chewing, no laying down or lounging, no smoking, no driving. Please keep your devices on mute until you are addressed by one of the courthouse staff. Also, keep your devices on a level surface so that you may be seen on screen. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Officer Hill, you can unmute yourself. I'm gonna call the case that you're a part of today.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you. I'm good. And Krista Wilson, if you could unmute yourself and please turn on your camera for me.
Hello.
Sir, what's your name? Sir, Lee, what's your name, sir, with the glasses on and the black shirt, it looks like?
Watson, Joseph Watson.
Joseph Watson.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you on mute, sir. We'll address you in a moment. I have to handle a couple of court matters.
Now,
Ms. Wilson, can you sit up for me, please?
Ms. Wilson?
Yes,
Can you sit up for me, please? I'm gonna call your case. Thank you, ma'am. This is the matter of People versus Krista Wilson. This is ticket number P11796994. One count, improper plates. Count 2, no proof of insurance. Count 3, no valid registration certificate. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Pauline Soroki representing Krista Wilson.
And Ms. Wilson, can you state your name for the record, please?
yes, Krista Yvette Wilson.
And I have an officer online right now. Officer, can you state your name for the record, please?
Police Officer William Hill.
This is the date and time set for a bench trial in this matter. How are we proceeding, Mr. Soroki?
Your Honor, I did have the opportunity to discuss this matter with my client. The people have made an offer to her. She would plead guilty to one count of unregistered motor vehicle. The other counts are being dismissed. She's waiving her rights.
Improper plates.
Improper plates. I'm sorry.
Is that your understanding today, Ms. Wilson?
Yes, it is.
Okay, if so, I'm just gonna have to see you for a moment. I know you're trying to hear the phone. I can tell you have it up to your ear. I need to see you raise your right hand.
Yes,
I need to see you raise your right hand for me though, real quick. Do you swear? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, ma'am?
yes,
Okay, you can go back to trying to hear with your ear. I know you were having a hard time. Did you have an opportunity to talk to an attorney today about your case and about your rights?
Excuse me, 1 second.
no, haven't had that opportunity.
Mr. Watson? Okay, I need you to put that cigarette down, sir. There's no smoking while you're on zone.
Okay, yeah.
Excuse me, guy.
That's okay. Ms. Wilson, you didn't talk to Ms. Soroki about your case and about your rights?
Did you say Mrs. Roki or Miss Roki?
Ms. Soroki, yes.
Mr. or Mrs.?
Mrs.
Yes.
Okay, she's an attorney.
Oh, I was unaware of that.
Okay, so she was advising you of your rights about today's matter and making sure you understood everything. So she's an attorney. You talked to her today?
Could you repeat that?
Did you talk to Ms. Soroki today about this case?
Yes. Yes, we spoke today.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for a plea?
No.
Are you pleading guilty by your own choice?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
And do you understand that by taking this guilty plea today, that you're going to give up any rights that you may have had to have a trial in the future?
Yes.
Understanding all of that, Ms. Wilson, did you still want to move forward with this plea today?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Soroki, Attorney Soroki, what I'm going to do is I'm going to establish the date, time, and card, and then if you could get a factual basis for me, please, on improper place.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Thank you. On the date of March the 27th of 2021, in the area of Southfield Service Drive and Plymouth Road, Ms. Wilson driving a 2009 Ford vehicle in that area. What occurred? Attorney Soroki?
Ms. Wilson, were you in fact operating the motor vehicle in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
And were you stopped by a Detroit police officer?
Yes. Officer Hill.
And did you not have the appropriate plate on the car?
That is correct.
So you-
Satisfied?
Satisfied, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And the court is going to take the plea to improper place. And dismiss main counts, no insurance and no valid registration certificate. Ms. Wilson, do you have a source of income?
Yes, I do.
Okay. If I gave you a $200 fine and gave you 60 days to pay it, would that be enough time?
Yes, it was.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do today, okay? I'm gonna assess a fine in the amount of $60, and I'm going to give you until February the 7th of 200? Okay,
You said 60.
I'm sorry, $200, and I'm going to give you 60 days to pay that, so it's gonna be due no later than February the 7th of 2022, okay, Ms. Wilson?
All righty.
All right, if there's nothing further, that concludes this hearing. Thank you so much, okay?
All righty. Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a great day, ma'am, okay? Bye-bye. Miss Yolanda Wells? And thank you, officer. I don't know if you're still on here. Officer Hill, you have another matter today, it looks like, in this courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, just go back on mute for me and I'll see if the other person comes. I won't make you wait super long, but we'll give them a little bit more time to see if
I
they come.
got it.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Wells?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you ready? Yes. This is the matter of the people versus Yolanda Wells. This is case number SD 117271911, one count of violation of firearms ordinance. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Your Honor, good morning. Colleen Soroki on behalf of Ms. Wells.
And Ms. Wells, can you state your name for the record, please?
Yolanda Denise Wells.
Ms. Wells, this is the date and time set for a review of this matter. I do have in my possession right now the 30 hours of community service that you completed at Focus Hope per my request, the letter of completion of the one-day handgun prevention program through the New Frontier Counseling Services that you completed, looks like on November the 19th of 2021. The only thing I wasn't sure about, Ms. Wells, and please refresh my recollection, did I charge you a fine in this particular matter?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I charge community service in lieu of cost of fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I had to go ahead and check. Well, with that being said, I don't have the file. I don't know if I was supposed All right, so you have completed everything that you're supposed to complete at this point in time. There is a fine, but I'm gonna waive that cost, that fine that's on here, because I do remember me telling you that if you completed the community service, that you would, that you would go ahead and get rid of that fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this matter out, okay, ma'am?
Your Honor, can I ask the question, please?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Ms.
Where do I go, back and get my firearm from?
Typically, you would go back to the station who confiscated it. I will start with them and they'll be able to give you more directions. We're not gonna physically mail you any paperwork. So you're gonna have to go online or either come down to 36th District Court and get the paperwork that says this matter was closed out. And then, move forward from there, okay?
Okay, so when can I come and get that, ma'am?
I will say tomorrow.
Okay, thank you and have a good holiday. Thank you.
You too. There's nothing further that can close this hearing.
I get out of here, Carmen. Ooh, Lord.
What you doing, buddy?
All right, do we want to put these other two people in the breakout room? Okay, I'll do it. Okay, no problem. All right. Mr. Watson, Joseph Watson and Miss Honia Williams, is that your name, ma'am?
It's pronounced Hanjay Williams.
Andre
Hanjay.
I don't know.
Did you have a court date today, Miss Williams?
I had it scheduled for yesterday, but I was having trouble logging on. So what they did is adjourn it for today. They told me to log on this morning.
Do you have a court that case number?
I have, yes. It's the ticket case number is SP 12093741.
All right, we're gonna see if we can pull your file for that. Hopefully you didn't do a show cause on you already. Mr. Watson, he's on the docket today.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
I'm going to put each one of you individually into what's called a breakout room. No one's gonna be with you in those breakout rooms, but Attorney Soroki is gonna talk to you in a little while about your case and about your rights. We're waiting on offers right now, so it's gonna be a moment. We haven't forgotten about you, I promise. Even if you're in there for a couple of hours, we haven't forgotten about you. But as soon as we get the offers, Attorney Soroki is very competent and she will come in there and talk to you about today's matters. And we'll see if we can resolve them in any type of way. Okay, so it's gonna ask you and invite you to join a breakout room in a moment. Please select join and it's gonna take you there. Ms. Williams, I'm sending you to breakout room 5. And Mr.
Okay.
Watson, I'm sending you to breakout room number 6.
Number 6.
Yes, see number 6 as an option?
Hi, is Angela or Christina available? I did a deferral yesterday. I didn't get a copy of the form.
David Wiggins,
Yes, Your Honor.
why are you turning on so late, sir?
No excuse, ma'am.
You all see Mr. Wiggins on the docket for today? That's your name, David Wiggins?
Yes, ma'am. I have court today on the defendant's name, first initial D, last name Williams, for reckless driving.
Oh, he's officer.
Are you the officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. And what's the name of the defendant, sir?
First initial D, last name Williams.
Thank you, officer. Let me change it to police officer. Go ahead, no, what did they do? Okay, Miss Officer. Thank you. All right, I'll have you hold tight for a moment with the other officers. I'm probably gonna call every case that's not here at 10 o'clock, so in 15 minutes. Officer Fitzgerald, Hill, and Wiggins, I'll call those matters if no one is here, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, Officer.
Yes, ma'am.
Williams?
D.
Was it
Williams,
D. Williams, Officer Wiggins?
Denzel, maybe.
Yes, ma'am.
Or Darius.
Okay. Darius Wilson?
Yeah, Darius Williams. Yeah.
Williams, Darius Williams?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. We just
Okay.
checking in. Thank you.
Okay.
We're getting you some offers, Attorney Soroki. He's in the courtroom right now.
That's fine. Otherwise, I might make a call here or there if I'm waiting, but I'm good right now.
Just remember, we're on YouTube Live now, so mute yourself so that people don't hear the conversation.
Come back to Southfield.
Mr. Walker,
Say yes again.
Yes.
John Walker,
Yes. Can you hear me?
yes, stand by, sir. Your Honor, you want to address that?
That's Mr. Walling's case. He's actually, Mr. Walling's coming in person, I think, to serve him with a motion in relation to that case.
Okay.
You're gonna have to remove your hat, sir, for me, okay?
Hey, look. Don't touch that. Nah, I ain't gonna fuck with that. I got it. I'm good.
All right, Mr. Walker, I need you to try to get in a little bit more light because we cannot see you, sir.
Sir, Mr. Roki, that's a case, an attorney is coming in to argue that matter.
How's that lighting?
Better, sir. Thank you.
I was
You just
looking
have-
at this offer for Patton Wilson. That's not for me then?
Oh, that is for you. Yeah, yeah. I'm
He's
sorry.
not
I'm
in the
sorry.
breakout room.
He's in person.
He's in person. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna have to step out the courtroom. He said he doesn't have a phone. He came down here today. I'll step out the courtroom so that you can be able to talk to him if you would like. Is that what you want me to do, Mr.
Yeah,
Roki?
I mean, sure.
Officer Harris, please give me and I'll step out the courtroom.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you want me to stand in person?
Yes, you won't be able to see him in the phone.
No.
She can't even see him.
Okay, you know, you hear him?
There's a way to adjust the camera.
It is. Yeah.
Got it, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Okay, Madam Clerk,
Yes.
so the ticket on the docket for Patton Wilson is a trespass ticket. And I'm looking at the offer and it appears to be a different charge. Or maybe not. Is that what the charge is?
Yeah, trespass.
And, okay. Okay, Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Good morning. I'm Attorney Pauline Soroki, and I'm going to be representing you this morning. You got one ticket for trespassing. And I don't, yeah, I don't have the details of what happened that day. Today's just an arraignment for you. So today you have the choice of resolving your ticket or coming back to a trial date, depending on what you know, what happened. So they're alleging you were on someone else's property without permission. Is that true?
Could you repeat the question?
Were you on someone else's property without permission?
Yes.
They're willing to give you a disorderly conduct, but they want community service of 20 hours. If you want to go ahead and resolve this today.
Okay.
It would amend the charge to disorderly conduct, which would be like a loud music charge. And then they would ask for 20 hours of community service, plus the judge would probably give you a fine. Or maybe you could just ask her for more community service if she imposes a fine.
All right.
So you're going to be able to tell the judge you're waiving your right to trial, right to remain silent, right to be presumed innocent. And on the date and time in question, you were on someone else's property in the city of Detroit and you didn't have permission to be there.
Yes.
Were you on like railroad tracks? Where were you?
No, I was at a house.
You were just at someone's house?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so we'll go ahead and go with that. You understand you're waiving your right to a jury trial or a bench trial. And if you need time to pay, you can ask the judge for that, okay?
Oh, shoot, I am so sorry.
All right, Mr. Wilson, unless you have any other questions for me, you should be good. Any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Rocky, I just sent you some more offers, okay?
Yeah, I just saw the second one, so I'm gonna do that one right now.
Okay. Ms. Rocky,
Yes.
any idea when we might be getting to Mr. Young? Joseph, I think his name's Joseph.
I don't- Do I have an offer for Mr. Young?
Is it Andre Young?
Maybe it just came now. Yeah, I just got it. You want me to do that one first? I can do it first.
Yeah, I think he's had some issues with his job.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, then I'll go back at the, I'll go back at the breakout room. So, you got somebody to check you? Barbara right here?
Yes.
Back into the room.
Mr. Wright. I need you to unmute. Okay, any reason you back in the room?
I don't know. I hit something.
Okay. All right, we're gonna send you back in that room, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Go back to room 1, Mr. Wright. Oh, hold on. You said what? Go into room number 2, Mr. Wright.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Walker, I'm gonna put you into something called a breakout room. No one's gonna be in there with you. You'll be there all by yourself, but we need to wait until your attorney comes. So we're waiting for your attorney to come so that he can argue this motion. So on the screen in a moment, you're going to get an invitation to go into that room. Just simply hit join room and you'll be able to go there, okay?
Okay.
Right. So I think I'm still waiting on offers from, oh, and I got one question too. On Weeks and on water. And regarding Mr. Wright, did that officer check in? Matthews?
Sorry, I don't have an officer Matthews here. I have some other officers.
Okay, that's all right. That's the only one that concerns my case. So then I'm just waiting on Waters and Weeks or the other two that I need offers on.
Okay, well, we can bring out the folks that we have so far. Then okay. Officer Fitzgerald, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, Your Honor.
Oh, it's Harris, Officer Harris. Thank you. All I saw was Fitzgerald. I apologize.
That's okay.
And you're on the. That's the first.
Whitlow,
The
Cherry,
very first one. It's the
Cherry.
formal here. He's not here, right?
No.
Oh, did he still? Yeah, I'm sorry. This is the matter of People versus Terry Whitlow. This is a ticket number P1242273. One count failed to stop at the stop sign, one count no receipt of or unsigned registration, one count no proof of insurance. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Your Honor, Pauline Strogan, if you have the defendant.
And officer, can you state your name for the record, please?
Yeah, Officer Fitzgerald Harris, badge 1442.
All right, this is a date and time set for a formal hearing. It is now 10:12 a.m. Mr. Terry Whitlow has not checked in. I don't see him in any of the breakout rooms, and he is not present in court. The court is going to show cause in this matter. You are all set today, Officer Harris. You can say the streets, okay?
Okay, you two have a good day.
Thank you. Officer William Hill.
Yes, Your Honor.
We didn't do June Wilson yet, right?
Wilson. They're not sure.
This is a matter of People versus Williams. This is ticket number SP1180336. One count narcotics drug violation. The appearance for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Your Honor, Pauline Strogan, if you have the defendant.
And officer, can you state your name for the record, please?
Police Officer William Hill.
Thank you. This is the date and time set for a trial, a bench trial in this matter. It is now 10:13 a.m. Ms. Lejeune Williams has not checked in. I do not see them checked in the breakout rooms. They are not on physically present in the court. So the court is going to ask for a show cause in this matter. You're all set, Officer Hill. That concludes this hearing. You're all set, Officer Hill. Be careful out there.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
You're welcome. Thank you too. P.O. David Wiggins.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you heading to work, sir?
Ma'am.
Okay, give me 1 second. okay? I don't want you driving while I'm doing this hearing.
Okay.
All right, you ready? This is the matter of people versus Darius Williams. This is ticket number 204552301. One count of reckless driving. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Your Honor, Pauline Stroke, you have the defendant.
And officer, can you say your name?
Wiggins badge 4319.
Okay, all right. This is the date and time set for a trial in this particular hearing. It is now 10:15 a.m. I am checking the breakout rooms. I do not see Mr. Darius Williams present. He is not present in the courtroom. The court is going to show cause in this particular matter because he failed to show for his trial today. There's nothing further. That concludes this hearing. Thank you. Thank you, Officer Wiggins. Stay safe out there, okay?
All right, thank you. Take care.
All right, thank you. All right, and now we have that trial. You said it was Robert Wright, right?
Correct.
Robert Wright, and then I'll bring out, you spoke to. That's the missing person. Ms. Williams, you spoke to, because you were last in that room. You spoke to Andre Young.
Yes.
Okay. And Joseph Watson, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And Hanja Williams and Patton Wilson.
Yep, we're bringing them all. The only person you didn't talk to was Cortez Weeks, right?
Actually, there was Walker, I'm sorry, I can't read my writing, John Walker and Weeks.
You don't have to worry about Walker. Walker's specially assigned. He has attorney counsel.
Then Weeks.
Okay, yep, we're giving you that offer right now. It was a state, and she said she was zooming in. I'm gonna give her a moment to zoom in, and then we'll proceed from there. Just one count of no operator's license on person.
Right.
So we'll see. I'm gonna say if not, improper plates probably, okay? Mr. Robert Wright, can you unmute yourself, please? Everyone else, please keep yourself muted until I call your case. This is the matter of people versus Robert Wright. This is ticket number T114446. One count of open alcohol and motor vehicle passing. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Your Honor, Pauline Stroke, on behalf of Robert Wright. Today is the date and time set for trial. The officer has not appeared. I'm moving for dismissal.
And Mr. Wright, can you state your name for the record, please?
Yes, ma'am. Robert William Wright, Jr.
All right, today is the date and time set for a trial in this matter. It is now 10:17 a.m. No officer is present in court. I don't see an officer on the record. Is there an officer here for Robert Wright? The Robert Wright matter. Hearing no response, the court is going to dismiss this matter without prejudice on today, for there being no officer present. Mr. Wright, what that means is that today I'm going to dismiss this case. You're all set. They do have the right to refile this if they would like to, but as of today, you're all set. Okay, sir?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. There's nothing further. That concludes this hearing.
Good day.
All right, have a good day. I do see that we have APA Nicole Preston, who just came on the record. Attorney Soroki, did you want to talk to her briefly in the breakout room about this matter? About the week's matter?
Sure, Your Honor.
I'm going to put both of you into breakout room number 8.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Everyone else, please just hold tight. We will be with you in a moment to complete your matter.
LAPD's mobile division, which is tasked with reducing violence and getting control. Louisville.
Mr. Weeks is ready and when the court's ready also.
Okay, when it's time, Mr. Roque, I might have you actually go in there and get him and tell him to come out. I can't get him out the breakout room. Sometimes individuals I can't do. But I'm gonna finish the ones on the screen.
Thank you.
Mr. Andre Young? You can unmute yourself, please.
Yes, ma'am.
These are the matters of the people versus Andre Young. This is ticket number 319980. One count, no operator's license on person. Also calling ticket number P11300037. One count, driver's license never acquired. One count, no insurance misdemeanor. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Your Honor, Pauline Stroke, on behalf of Andre Young.
Mr. Young, can you state your name for the record? What are you looking at, Mr. Young?
The same tickets you was calling off, I got them.
Oh, okay, all right. State your name for the record, please.
Andre Young.
How are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, the people have made a recommendation. My client wishes to avail himself of that. He would plead to one amended count to improper plates. The other tickets are being dismissed. He's waiving his rights.
Is that right, Mr. Young?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if so, can you please raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
You can put your hand down, Mr. Young. Did you have an opportunity to speak with an attorney? That would have been Mr. Roque, about your case and about your rights?
I just talked to her.
Yes, she's an attorney.
Yeah, that's the only person I talked to.
Okay. Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for a plea today?
No.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes, I am.
Are you
Because
pleading guilty because you are guilty?
I'm sorry, you broke up a little.
That's okay. Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, I was driving the car without the license. Yes.
And do you understand that by taking this guilty plea today, that you're going to give up any rights that you may have had to have a trial in the future?
Yes.
Okay. Understanding all of that, did you still want to move forward today?
I don't want to take this to trial. I'd rather pay it and get rid of it.
Okay. All right. Mr. Attorney Soroki, I'm gonna give you the date, time, and location, and then please establish the factual basis. The date is October the 28th, 2020, in the area of West Davidson and Linwood, and the car was a Chevy vehicle. And it's pleading to,
Improper.
Yeah, improper plates, but no insurance.
Mr. Young, on the date and time in question, were you in fact operating a motor vehicle in the city of Detroit?
Yeah.
And were you stopped by a Detroit police officer?
Yes.
And did the vehicle you're driving, is it true it didn't have insurance on that day?
Yes.
Satisfied?
The court is satisfied as well and will accept the plea and amend it to improper plates on count 2 of ticket ending in 037. Dismiss count. Is there stipulation for probable cause on the remaining counts to be dismissed?
So stipulated.
So at this time, the court is going to dismiss count 1 of that ticket ending in 037 and ticket number ending in 980 in its entirety. Mr. Young, are you currently, do you have a source of income? Are you employed?
Yes, I'm working right now.
Okay, I'm gonna assess a fine in the amount of $200. If I give you until February the 7th of 2022, would that be enough time to pay it?
That bond I put up don't cover that? That's what the bond was for, right?
How much was the bond for?
Here, I got it right here. Let me get it and I'll tell you.
Okay.
I put a $200 bond in 36th District on 11/22/21 at 9:35 p.m.
I'll have the bond applied to this now. You may have some things called reinstatement fees. Those are outside of this fine today, the court fines and costs. Those are usually $45 a piece. You can find out how many, if you have any at all, and you'll have to pay that separately, but I'll apply the bond to this fine today, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. If there's nothing further, that concludes this hearing.
One question, do I get any points?
No, you don't get any points when we assess you. Improper place. I understand, that's important. So
Yeah.
is there improper place, 0 points, non-obstructable to Secretary of State's office, I believe. Okay? So you're all.
Thank
okay.
you.
You're welcome, Mr. Young. All right.
All right. All right.
You have a good day. I know that's right. You better smile about
You
that.
too. You too.
Miss Williams, you can unmute yourself, ma'am. I muted you. I'm gonna ask you to unmute yourself. You see it asking you to unmute?
Okay, I unmuted it.
It's okay. Now pronounce your first name again for me, please, ma'am.
It's pronounced Hanjay.
Hanjay. Okay, thank you. You ready? This is the matter of the people versus Hanjay Williams. This is ticket number P1209374. One count drove by license not valid or improper license. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please, first.
Your Honor, Pauline Soroki, on behalf of Ms. Williams.
Ms. Williams, can you state your name for the record, please?
Hanjay Michelle Williams.
Your Honor, the people made a recommendation to my client. She wishes to avail herself of the same.
Is that right, Ms. Williams?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, no worries. Take a deep breath. Everything's okay. You okay?
Yes, I'm fine. Yes.
I know. It can be a lot. That's why I said you okay. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. Did you have an opportunity to talk to an attorney in private today about your case and about your rights?
Yes.
Did anyone threaten, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for your plea today?
No.
Are you pleading guilty of your own choice?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
And do you understand that by taking this guilty plea today, that you're going to give up any rights that you may have had to have a trial in the future?
I don't want to take it to trial. I'll just, you know what I'm saying, pay the fine and try to get my license back.
I know, but you have that right. So all I'm asking is, did you know that you had a right if you wanted to take it to trial? But if you take this plea today, you're going to say, I don't want that anymore, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Understanding all of that, did you want to move forward today?
With the case, is there any way I could pay the ticket? Is there any way I could get to like Friday to pay the ticket?
Ma'am, I'm gonna get you. You putting the cart before the horse. We get into that. We got to establish the factual basis first, and then we'll talk about payment. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. I'm just asking you. Did you want to move forward today with actually taking this plea today to improper place? Is that how you want to move forward, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Attorney Soroki, this happened on June the 4th, 2021 in the area of Joy Road and Prevost Streets in Detroit, and she was driving a Honda at the time. Can you establish a factual basis for drove while license not valid?
Ms. Williams, on that day and time, were you operating a motor vehicle in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
And were you stopped by a Detroit police officer?
Yes.
And did you present a valid license to the officer?
No.
Satisfied.
And the court is satisfied as well and will accept the plea to the amended offer of improper plates on this particular matter. Ms. Williams, do you have a source of income? Are you employed?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna assess a fine today in the amount of $200. But if I give you until February the 7th of 2022, is that gonna be enough time for you to pay that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna give you until then to have that paid, okay, Ms. Williams?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said I'm gonna give you until February the 7th of 2022 to have that paid, okay?
Yes.
There's nothing further that concludes this hearing. You're all set. Now, you may have some, what they call reinstatement fees you have to pay above and beyond this. And you'll have to pay that. Those are usually $45. And so if you have that, you'll have to pay that as well. But other than that, you'll have that amount of time to get this ticket paid, okay?
Okay.
All right? Okay, if there's nothing further, that concludes this hearing. Thank you. I have Mr. Watson out here. I don't know what happened to him. Got him and the guy in the hallway and Mr. Weeks. You're gonna have to go in. Attorney Sorrell, keep going to Mr. Weeks and tell him just to come out. Tell him I'm not able. Tell him just to return to the main session.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Weeks, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the matter of the people versus Cortez Weeks. This is ticket number C538772. One count, no operator's license on person. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Your Honor, Pauline Soroki on behalf of Cortez Weeks.
And Mr. Weeks, can you state your name for the record, please? Oh, are you having some connection issues? He was just there.
Mr. Weeks, can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you put your picture back on too, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Weeks. Can you state your name for the record, please?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
I sure can. Can you state your name? Say your name for me, please.
Cortez Weeks.
Your Honor, Pauline Soroki on behalf of Mr. Weeks. The people offered a reduced plea and my client's willing to avail himself of that.
Is that right, Mr. Weeks?
Yes.
Okay, if so, please raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down.
Okay.
Mr. Weeks, did you have an opportunity to talk to an attorney in private today? That would have been Ms. Soroki about your case and about your rights.
Yes, ma'am.
Did anyone threaten, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for this plea today?
No.
Are you pleading guilty of your own choice?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
And do you understand that by taking this guilty plea today, that you're going to give up any rights that you may have had to have a trial in the future?
Yes.
Understanding all of that, do you want to move forward today and take this amended plea?
Yes.
Okay. Attorney Soroki, The location is, or the date is March the 29th, 2021. The location Connor and Shoemaker Street in the city of Detroit, and the vehicle was a 2002 vehicle of some sort. Please establish a factual basis for no operator's license on person.
Mr. Weeks, at that day and time in question, were you operating a motor vehicle in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
And were you stopped by a police officer?
Yes.
And were you able to provide for the officer a valid license?
No.
Satisfied.
Okay, and the court is satisfied as well and will accept the plea to the amended charge of failed to display a valid operator's license. Mr. Weeks, do you have a source of income through employment at this time?
At the time, no. I got a job interview today after, at the court.
After court, where's that gonna be at? Look at that smile. You wanna work, don't you?
Heck yeah. It's this plant. It's called Dana. It's on 12 Mile by Walmart.
Okay, good luck to you, sir. All right.
Thank you.
And you're gonna need your license in order to do that, aren't you?
No, it's an operation like a warehouse job, but I'm gonna still need my license because I'm gonna be traveling.
Exactly, you're gonna need a license. Okay, I'm gonna waive your costs and fines today. Good luck, okay? And
Okay.
then need to make sure that you pay the reinstatement fee though, so you can get your license back, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
There's further. That concludes this hearing. You're all set, sir. I hope you get the job. You look very excited about it, so.
Oh yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Make sure you dress appropriately, okay?
Oh yeah, I got it. You see this? I gotta make sure this get lined up and everything. I'm gonna make sure. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Nice shirt. Go in there. All right, good job. All right, there's nothing further. That concludes this hearing. Have a good day.
You too, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. All right, Ms. Attorney Soroki, I'm gonna bring in the person who's in person. Everybody.
Okay.
You can handle that matter.
Thank you.
All right, still walk to like almost the middle, sir. So we can get everything working. And you're gonna have to use loud voice so that the attorney can hear you, okay?
All right.
And you're Mr. Wilson, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You ready, Attorney Soroki?
Ready, Your Honor.
This is the matter of the people versus Patton Wilson. This is U ticket 597-06121. The people of the state of Michigan versus Patton Wilson. This is one ticket of entering a vacant dwelling without owner's permission. Appearances for the record, starting with attorney, please.
Your Honor, good morning. Pauline Soroki on behalf of Mr. Wilson.
All right, and Mr. Wilson, please state your name.
Patton Wilson.
This is the date and time set. Mr. Wilson is in person. I just want to put on the record, but he did have an opportunity to talk to Attorney Soroki without me in the courtroom. How are we proceeding, Attorney Soroki?
Your Honor, I did have the opportunity to discuss a pretrial offer with my client. At this time, he wishes to enter a plea to the amended charge of disorderly conduct.
Is that right, Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Okay, if so, please raise your right hand for me, sir. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down, Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson, did you have an opportunity to talk to Attorney Soroki today about your case and about your rights?
Yes.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for a plea today?
No.
Are you pleading guilty of your own choice?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty, sir?
Yes.
And do you understand that by taking this guilty plea today? By taking this guilty plea today, that you're going to give up any rights that you may have had to have a trial in the future? You need me to repeat that one more time?
Yes.
By taking this plea today, you're gonna give up the right, you had a right to have a bench trial, you had the right to have a jury trial. If you take this guilty plea today, though, you're gonna give up that right. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, understanding all of this, you wanna move forward with this plea to disorderly conduct? It's well, you can plead to entering without owner's permission, and it's gonna be amended to disorderly conduct, which is better.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna take your attention back to the date of April the 9th of 2021. Were you in the area of 7466 Brentwood Street in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
And while you were at that location, were you inside that dwelling, at that spot? Were you inside that home?
Yes.
Did you have the permission of the owner to be inside of that home, sir?
No.
Satisfied, Attorney Soroki?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
The court is satisfied as well and will accept the plea and amend it to disorderly conduct on your behalf, sir. Sir, are you currently employed?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, and Attorney Soroki, I hope you don't mind if I ask, why were you at that dwelling that day? To be honest, I mean, I'm trying to see if I need to provide you with some assistance and some help, or what am I doing? So it's not gonna affect me and make me do anything crazy, okay?
I was smoking.
Okay. You're smoking some drugs?
Yes.
Okay. Did you want help, sir, at this time, or?
No.
Okay, all right, that's fair. If I assess you a fine, would you be able to come up with some money or no, sir?
No.
Okay. You don't even have a phone, do you?
No.
All right, the court is going to waive your cost and fine today, sir. If at any point in time you need some assistance and some help and you're ready, let us know. And we'll give you-
All right.
Okay. There's nothing further. That concludes this hearing. Thank you, sir. You're off. Now, Attorney Soroki, there was Mr. Watson. I don't know what happened to him. He was having connection issues earlier, so I tried to bring him out the room, and then now he's dropped off completely. You can either hold tight for like 15 more minutes and see if he logs back on, or you can.
No, you're still waiting on somebody else, so I'll just stop my video and mute and make some calls and stuff.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
No, that's fine. I'm good. Okay, thank you.
I already gave it to him. Mhm.
I thought about you last night.
Asia,
Hi,
hi, how are you?
I'm late. I've been trying to get in and get to you. I've been everywhere.
You was in the wrong courtroom?
Yes, ma'am. I was in my Nana's, I can't pronounce her name. Is it too late? Can you help me?
Let's see, let me see you on the docket. Hold on one second. What's your last name?
Waters.
Oh, you went there for a trial.
Oh, she's never late.
You are really late. Your time was 8:35.
And then I've been on hold with 36 with the court out here for about 2 hours.
Okay, hold on one second. Can you put your device on mute?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead and put it on mute for me.
Okay.
Ms. Waters? Ms. Waters, go ahead and unmute your device for me.
Can't be walking all around.
Oh, I'm done now. I'm at work. Hi.
Hello.
Ms. Waters, we're gonna give you a new date, okay? You were scheduled for a trial and you are really, really late. So we're gonna give you a new date.
Okay.
It's gonna be January 19th, but it has to go on the record, okay? With the
Okay.
judge. Okay, so hold on one second.
That mean I have to come. I have to come in.
No, you have to zoom back in, June 19th at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
You have something to write it down?
Yes, I'm gonna have to write it on the board so I can remember.
June
June 19th and enter this thing.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say June. I meant January 19th.
And enter this
January
thing
19th at
number
9
again.
o'clock.
ma'am?
I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
It has to go on the record in front of the judge, okay? Hold on one second.
Okay.
So you have it January 19th at 9 o'clock, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, and do I enter the same code number?
Yes, 360-337-0000.
Okay.
Okay?
All ready? All right. This is the matter of the people versus Aisha Waters. This is case number 259470221. One count of improper transportation of firearms. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Your Honor, Pauline Sirk can be at the defendant.
And Ms. Waters, can you state your name, please?
Aisha Waters.
This is the date and time set for a trial. The trial was scheduled, however, for 8:35 a.m. It's 11:04. Ms. Waters was having some trouble signing on today, so the court is gonna issue a new date for trial, and that's gonna be January 19th. Yes. January 19th at 9 a.m. Ma'am, come on time.
Okay,
19, 9 a.m. Zoom code pass 360-337-0000.
got it.
Got it? All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Then I'm gonna continue your bond, $0 personal, okay? We'll see you
Okay,
then, Ms. Walker.
thank you so much.
You're very
Happy
welcome.
holidays, happy new
Same.
year.
All right, same to you. Have a good day.
Bye.
All right, January 18th, 2022, 9 a.m. Thank you. This concludes this hearing.
Okay,
19th, January 19th. I apologize, 19th.
okay.
Have
Bye-bye.
a good day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Attorney Soroki.
Now, regarding that last gentleman, I just want to say he was going to get a bench trial date and he said he had counsel, so I'll just throw that in there.
Okay. Well,
All right.
You can go ahead and log up. I think it's enough time. It's 11.
Yeah, I do too. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. Mr. Walker? Okay, so of course, Mr. Watson signs back on. Mr. Walker, I'm still waiting on your attorney, but I wanted to let you know. So hold tight, okay?
Yes.
Okay, just, you can put yourself back on mute, but I had you in the room waiting, and I just want you to know that we're still waiting on your attorney. So
Okay.
hold tight, okay? Put yourself back
Okay.
on mute. We've forgotten about you.
All right. Good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for helping him too, ma'am.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome. I'm his daughter.
I figured as much. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
No problem. Okay.
Have you spoken with Attorney Love?
Now, Mr. Watson?
Yeah, I'm seeing him. I'm shocked.
Not you, Mr. Walker, Mr. Watson, not you.
Okay.
Is somebody else on? I appreciate
Yes.
you with, your attorney's trying to come, so he should be here soon. Just hold tight. Mr. Watson? This is the one you tried to have called in. Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Watson, I need you to call the courtroom. I'm gonna give you the number,
Okay.
313 965 2293.
2293.
Yes, hang up from this and call the courtroom, please.
Okay. Here.
Mom,
All right, bro.
Mom,
She better call Granny phone. Go on Granny.
I can't.
Mr. Walker? Mr. Walker?
Hello.
Mr. Walker, I need you to take that hat off again, and I need you to go back to that place.
Go back and sit back in the kitchen.
Come on. Okay. There we go. Yes. That's great. Thank you. Are you ready?
She having a glass.
Okay, here we go. This is the matter of the people versus John Walker. This is ticket U503-85419. One count of offer to engage services of another for the act of prostitution. Mayor, appearances for the record, please, starting with city attorney.
Morning, Your Honor. John Gillis, P79500 on behalf of the city.
And defense attorney is present.
Good morning, Your Honor. And by the way, thank you for all your indulgences today. My name is Philip X. Wally, P35229. I was specially appointed on this as House Counsel.
And I'm gonna have your client. Can you state your name for the record, please, Mr. Walker?
John Walker.
And Mr. Walker, you know that you are doing this via Zoom today, but your attorney is present in court. Are you okay with that, appearing via Zoom today?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Continue, counsel.
This is approximately our 11th, 12th final pretrial in this matter, Your Honor. At this time, because it has been scheduled for pretrial on so many occasions, at this time, I am asking the court to dismiss this matter under the issue of speedy trial. You know, one of the benefits of being locked down is I have time to look at my inadequate library for some of these issues. This event occurred in July of 19. My client has made every single one of his hearings all the way through, so there has never been anything to toll in this matter. This is, according to People versus Collins, 388 Michigan 680, a 1972 case, etc. And I am quoting, Judge, from the State Appellate and Defender's trial book. Prejudice, the issue is the right to a speedy trial is guaranteed by the 6th Amendment of the Constitution in the assorted state. And the factors that must be balanced are the length of the delay. It's been 2 years. The reasons for the delay, and of course, I will stipulate we've been in a COVID lockdown. And most importantly, and it's an and conjunction, so the people have to show or it has to be shown whether the defendant is prejudiced by the delay. I would submit to the court by that People versus Collins, prejudice to the defendant is presumed where the pretrial delay exceeds 18 months. We're at over 2 years in this matter, or July of 19.
July of 19.
So we're over the 18-month period. I have been in ongoing negotiations, and I had hoped that the people would have reached out to their witness here today. But more than saying, hey, we're ready to go, after that 18th month, the people have to, in fact, show that there is not any prejudice to the defendant. We have to, in fact, if the officer, there has to be something more than just saying we're ready to go. Or my,
Let me ask this, let me grapple with this. So
Yes.
how do you deal with the fact that the people have not created this delay? It's the court, 36th District Court that has created this delay. So what does the case law say about the court not allowing jury trials to take place? I'm, just so you know, I am a, what they call the trust courtroom, test courtroom for traffic court.
Yes.
They've begun in the other matters because we know those are more pressing and serious. But this matter is scheduled to be the first traffic trial to be heard as of next week. So how do you deal with that? What is the law say?
And we, of course, I'm gonna need to address that issue too, Judge.
Okay.
Of course, the case law doesn't take into account the pandemic. But the case law has basically said the right to a speedy trial is a right that the defendant himself has. The court doesn't have a right to a speedy trial. The people don't have a right to a speedy trial. This is personal to the defendant unless that chain is broken. The court has ruled substantially, and knew more than once actually, that unintentional delays, such as overcrowded courts and understaffed prosecutors, are factors that must be weighed, albeit less heavily than an intentional delay, in determining whether it's been denied his right, since the ultimate responsibility must rest with the government rather than the defendant. The courts have ruled that the excuses that normally would have go to a court, delay, prosecutor, unavailable, that doesn't count. Only the defendant can assert really a speedy trial motion. And the court has also said the only possible remedy where the right to speedy trial has been denied is dismissal of the trial. And that is Strunk versus U.S. .412 U.S. 434. And that's pretty much it, Your Honor. It's personal to the defendant. He's done nothing to break the chain. The people, although the reason for the delay, which we all have dealt with in our little way, is I certainly will stipulate to, but the fact of the matter is the 18-month period has run, and the people have to make a showing that the defendant is not prejudiced.
Has he been incarcerated for any of this, so he was not able to engage in meaningful conversation with counsel?
No.
Okay.
We've had plenty of conversations. As a matter of fact, I've argued, not with Mr. Gillis, but I've argued 2 motions to dismiss. And we've had discussions before those motions to dismiss. Unfortunately, your predecessor ruled on it, so I don't get a crack at a third with you. But Judge McConaughey, who specially appointed me and then became chief judge, he took it under advisement and then sat on it for quite some time before he just sent it through. We are on by my calculation, 3rd judge and at least 2nd assistant corporation counsel. So that's pretty much what my position is. And again, I have discussed speedy trial with Mr. Gillis quite some time. And that's where we're at.
Counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. So I would agree with defense's position that the correct timeline to look at is 180 days. But what I would focus on that was mentioned by defense is the reasons for the delay. Now, I don't have the case law in front of me being as an oral motion, Your Honor, but I do have it. If you'd like me to brief it, I'm happy to do so. But I do know that the case law says that you have to look at the reasons for the delay and specifically who caused the delay. As Your Honor already articulated, the adjournments requested by the court or adjournments requested by the defense do not count against the prosecution when you're counting towards those 180 days. Those days are told if the court were to adjourn it. In this matter, because of the pandemic, it's been the court that has continuously adjourned this matter, so that in doing so because the defendant has requested a jury trial, and under the current conditions, it's not always safe to have jury trials, or at least it wasn't beforehand. So I would state that being that it was the court that caused the delay, that should not count against the prosecution. And additionally, I do not believe that defense has shown that there's been any sort of prejudice to the defense, being that, as previously stated, the defendant is not incarcerated. I do not believe he's under any conditions of probation. I would say that no prejudice has been shown, and for that reason, I would ask that defense's motion be denied.
Two comments based on that. At 18 months, the defendant doesn't have to prove anything as far as whether he is prejudiced or not. It is presumed. That's why more than saying, and again, more than saying, my officer remembers this, that's not enough. There has to be some showing that my client, the presumption has shifted. So the people have to show something greater than we're ready to go. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I think it's something more than just saying, hey, we're ready to go, because a presumption arises. That's number one. Number two, although there's nothing exactly on point on this because of the pandemic, we are clearly not exactly in untraveled territory. We do have the adjournments granted by the court, barring waiting for an appellate court to answer, do not toll the time. And if I may give you some examples, again, quoting from the, and just so you can look at where the courts allowed it and where the courts did. Defendant's right to a speedy trial was not violated by an 18-month delay, where the prosecutor rebutted the presumption of prejudice. Defendant failed to object to the 6 adjournments, and defendant most importantly, made a pre-trial motion to compel discovery. Again, that was a case where it was where in this case, with 6 adjournments, it was again by the court mutually agreed on, but that's not a tolling thing. Here's one. The constitutional right to a speedy trial was not denied by the 35-month delay. But in that particular case, even though 4 witnesses are unavailable, the prosecutor established the unavailable of the witnesses was not due to the delay, and the witnesses were in fact adverse to the defendant. Here's a 35-month delay where a speedy trial was not denied. And there was a prosecutor's appeal. The appeal was not frivolous, and the defendant was not prejudiced despite incarceration.
Seems like these cases are helping the prosecution's argument, though, Mr.
The point I'm making is they have a very specific reason that the court allowed. There was an appeal. There was, in fact, a trial that was held, and 35-month delay between the grant of a new trial and commencement of the second trial. There's these long stretches. And all of these cases, whether it's the court or whether it's the people's action, are held against the people. I have found no case of any kind, barring a specific tolling, like my client has run away. I've appealed something. The people have appealed something, where at least it's still in the court system. So this is merely because of our extraordinary circumstances in the pandemic. And over and above that, and again, if we have to have some sort of hearing so the people can overcome their prejudice, the prejudice that has attached to them, that part makes sense to me. Or we could, you know, again, if the people, I think it should be dismissed today, and if the people want to reissue, God bless them, let's have at it. But I think the case law is fairly clear that a right to speedy trial should attach at this time, barring no showing that my client is not prejudiced.
Thank you. And I can make a ruling, and I pretty much believe at this point in time. We are in extraordinary circumstances at this point in time. And I almost feel like during your argument, you made it, if anybody's prejudiced at this point in time, it sounds like the prosecution may be prejudiced because they have witnesses who are far out and far removed. Your defendant has been out and able, as you told me, to be able to communicate with you about his case and about his rights. If witnesses are not able to appear for the jury trial that is set, then that matter will be held by motions on counsel at that date. But these matters, it doesn't sound like neither the prosecution or defense asked for any adjournments in these particular matters. This case actually took place and happened during the pandemic when the court, 2019 wasn't when the pandemic happened? 2020. Okay. These matters were delayed, and these proceedings were delayed, it appears, because at that point in time, the court was not allowing any jury trials, any jurors to come into the building of no fault of anybody, prosecution nor defense counsel at that point in time, but nobody was allowed to have jury trials. As we have begun, and this matter, it appears, was put out until this date and this time, at this point, to have a jury trial, which the court is ready to proceed at this point in time with the jury trial. And we'll have you address that in a minute. But the court is ready to proceed at this point in time. None of the delays were caused by anyone, not the defendant, not defense counsel, not prosecution. The court caused the delay, but not even the courts. It's the extraordinary circumstances of a pandemic that we're experiencing, and now we have a brand new strain that hopefully will not delay further our opening and being able to have people safely come into the courtroom so that they can hear matters and decide fairly and honestly based on the information and the witnesses presented and the case and the court of law that will be used to decide those matters. So the court believes that, you know, barring no showing that the prosecution did with intent to delay this matter, and I don't hear any findings that took place. The counsel was able to confer with his client and make sure that he was aware of it. I do realize that it's beyond the 18-month period at this point in time, but that's just because of the circumstances of us not being able to physically hold any jury trials concerning traffic matters in this building until now. So the court is going to deny your request and your motion to dismiss this matter because of the speedy trial. And I'm going to ask you if you're ready to proceed.
May I, just for clarity of the record, Judge, if I may.
Yeah.
Is the court therefore ruling that the people have established that there is no prejudice to the defendant?
Court is ruling that the people have not established the prejudice, that it was the court cause of the delay. I don't know, like I guess and if you want to brief these and write it, you can write it instead. But when it comes to speedy trial, I don't even think we get to the level of the prosecution having to prove that they somehow are putting the defendant at a disadvantage when it's the court who is doing it at this point in time. It is the court who has been delayed. It is the court who says that we cannot have any jury trial. It is not the prosecution. They do not have that ability to say whether or not we can have a jury trial. Now, they could potentially dismiss the case. That's within their realm and within their way to do things. But this is not something where the prosecution nor defense, as I stated before, came in here and asked for any adjournments. This is what the court's doing. And so I don't even know that at this point in time, we get to the point of the prosecution having to show that they didn't prejudice Mr. Walker in any way. It's essentially the court at this point in time by us trying to keep the community safe, by us trying to make sure we acknowledge protocols for this rare occasion where we are in a situation where we just cannot have a lot of people gathering at this point in time according to this courthouse's standards. But now we're at a point where we can, so we would like to proceed at the earliest convenience of everyone so that we can get this matter heard. I do understand that this is an older matter and it's an older case, but we would like to get it heard by the jurors, which he is entitled to absolutely have.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
So are we ready to proceed on?
The 14th? No, Your Honor, I have to admit that I am not ready on the 14th. I would like to have some perspective, give you some perspective dates, Your Honor. And maybe we can take it from there with your indulgence.
With mine.
How does the start of this on the 26th of January sound?
I have a baby due on January 25th.
Hey!
So maybe sometime like the second half of February.
Off the record for a moment.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Might I suggest that the 3rd of February, that's the 3rd.
That's that week.
I think that's still.
Still in your parenting day time?
Yeah,
Good
it's
for
only
you.
gonna be like a week after. I think. So any of these days probably. We probably need 2 days because they're doing jury selection in the afternoon. So probably 4 deer in 1 day.
I'm thinking the 23rd of February, right? It is a Wednesday. Absolutely.
Should probably. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
We can go back on the record. I have conferred with my court. That does look like a good day, February the 23rd. This matter will begin at 1:30 p.m. This is an in-person matter. So, Mr. Walker, because I can address you, you will have to physically come down to the court that day. This is going to be in-person matter. You're going to be asked to report to the court at 1:30 that day. We are going to voir dire and jury selection on that day. And continue with the trial that following day in the afternoon. These will be afternoon matters, so I can handle my morning. Is that gonna work for you, Mr. Ware?
That's fine. The particular problem I have, and I'll tell you what my problem is. I am available the Thursday afternoon, the Friday afternoon. God help us all, even the Monday afternoon. But then I get on a plane.
Okay.
So.
I do anticipate that it sounds like it's 1 to 2 witnesses. I don't know if you'll have any witnesses, counsel, for this particular matter. I believe that we will be able to, as long as we are able to select the jury that first day, wrap up testimony at least by that second day. We'll have the entire afternoon to be able to handle this matter. So that will be 1:30 start time, and we can go until 4 p.m. So I'm hoping that 3.5 hours will be adequate amount of time to conclude this matter. If not, Friday, I will be willing to do Friday afternoon. Now, Thursdays are typically my days off, but if my staff is willing to, I will make sure that we accommodate you by coming in that Thursday afternoon as well, to be able to have this matter resolved by that point in time. We're gonna have to have a pre-trial day. I heard you having some conversations beforehand, and I know you're having some discussion. Do we believe this matter can resolve short of trial, of jury trial?
I'm not sure by plea offer, I guess, Your Honor, it would be a matter of if the witness has recollection, given that it has been, 2 years and 3 or 4 months.
Okay. So did you want me to get, and this is how we can proceed, we can still put that trial date down for February 23rd. Attorney Gillis, do you want me to give you a date in, how long will you take to talk to this particular, officer and kind of establish her?
Oh, within the next couple days, Your Honor. And I also have, I have defense's contact information, so we can have discussions if I find out we're not proceeding.
So do you think it would be fair to have a special pretrial conference next week, or should we just wait until the new year to see how things go?
I'm fine with that. I mean, we're always here, so I would do that.
Well, let me suggest this, Judge, if I may.
Okay. Because we will have a final pretrial a week away.
Oh, okay.
From the actual trial, to make sure that we're ready to go, that jury instructions are understood, that we're, we can proceed forward. It's not gonna be a lot of that on that day. We're gonna pick the jury so we can make this expedited as possible.
All right, well, let me suggest this then, Judge, if I may.
Yes.
Either a special pretrial, either Thursday, the 17th at whenever you'd like, or if you want to have it 1 week exactly, it would have to be the afternoon of the 16th.
All right, we can have a final trial on the 17th of February. We're gonna do it at 10 a.m.
Fine.
10 a.m. I just need to have the answers by then. That gives Mr. Lewis plenty of time. You can reach out to your witness this week, and then we just know for that point in time, how we're going to proceed, and whether or not we will be proceeding at that time. Continue constant communication with Mr. Walker. Mr. Walker, this is gonna be a Zoom final pre-trial on February the 17th, the same way you zoomed in today. Your counsel is going to zoom in that day as well. We're going to discuss and hash out any issues that we may have at that point in time. We'll know whether or not we're moving forward to that jury trial on the 23rd, or whether or not we're going to resolve this matter in another way, okay?
What time of day?
That's going to be February 17th at 10 a.m.
Okay.
Okay, write down that same Zoom number. Okay.
Okay.
If you proceed on the 23rd, that's gonna be in person. You're physically gonna come down to 36th District Court, okay?
Understand. Okay.
Anything else?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that's got it, Judge. Thank you so much.
How about you?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor. Thank you.
If there's nothing further, that doesn't include you here. If you're on a bond of some sort, it's gonna be continued, okay, Mr. Walker?
Okay.
All right.
And I do appreciate your courtesies, letting me come in live, Judge. It's so nice to see you.
All right.
And I appreciate your flexibility with this also.
Absolutely. If there's nothing further, that does conclude the hearing. Thank you all so very much.
Taking 30+ years to have a full schedule, and now I need to retire.
All right, Mr. Walker, I'm gonna remove you, okay?
Yes.
Thank you for helping him.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
You too.
You going somewhere fun? In February?
Florida.
Nice. It's a good time to get out of Michigan.